And now, Poetry Corner. Mary had a little lamb. His fleece was black as soot, and every place he took a step, his sooty footy put. That's all I've got. You didn't even know I could read invisible ink, did you? Anyway, let's move on, shall we? I don't want to waste any more of your time, so good night, everybody. No, it's time for Creepy Cheapies with Dr. Lady, all you mask lovers and monster collectors. I'm Justin Timberlake, and you know, everybody wants a mask of a popular monster like Frankenstein or Dracula or the Mummy, or the Wolfman, or Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, somebody huge like that, the big matinee idols of the monster world. But I think the world is a slightly better place because people are crazy enough to license maybe less known, less famous, less popular, a little more obscure type of characters, such as this guy, our old friend Don Ramon, also known to his fans and followers as the Beast of Blood. Now, the Beast of Blood is based on the movie Beast of Blood, which came out in 1970 and is part of a trilogy of movies, normally known as the Blood Island Trilogy. I almost couldn't think of it for a second. The Blood Island Trilogy. The first one was Brides of Blood, the second one was The Mad Doctor of Blood Island, and the third one was Beast of Blood. You keeping up here? If you're taking notes, this is the third movie. Now, why would anybody make a mask of? I love it. Apparently, Daniel Roebuck, the actor, helped them broker a deal, Trick or Treat Studios, who put this out, together with David Sering, I think is his name. No, not Scaring, Sering. David Sering, who owns the rights to a lot of the independent international drive-in schlocky grindhouse horrors of the 70s. And this classic 1970 movie here is actually probably better known for its promotional artwork than for the actual movie itself, because everybody remembers the iconic artwork of this monster being so scary and so horrible he's pulling his own head off just to scare you. What an amazing poster that was, and so crazy and so effective. Thousands of people to this day believe they saw that happen in the movie. That the monster pulled his head off and walked around waving it up over his shoulders in the air. He doesn't actually do that in the movie, although he does, in fairness, he does spend a good deal of the movie with his head disconnected from his body because he's in a Frankenstein-style laboratory with tubes and wires and bubbling lab equipment and that sort of thing. And at one point, the headless body sits up and the head is over on a table on the other side of the lab. So it's a very cheerful sort of atmosphere in the lab. Very nice place, you know, just to relax. What with the headless bodies walking around and the scary heads that look like this. Now this version of it, sculpted by Justin Mabry, fantastically talented guy who does a lot of stuff at Trick or Treat Studios. This one is not actually the first mask of the Beast of Blood. I know Dave Curl and Eric Maskatron Shearer did them, and who else? Did Daniel Horn do one? Maybe not. Did Joe Shovitz do one? Okay, I'm not sure about them, but at least Dave Curl and Eric Maskatron Shearer had done versions. But I think this one's probably the definitive one to have because it's licensed, so that's cool. And it's slightly more refined than the one in the movie. The texture is a little more realistic here, the way Justin did it. The one in the movie, it looks just like this, but the texture looks a little more like, oh, I don't know, a big crumpled up paper ball that caught fire. You know, big paper wad, something like that. The hair is brown and stuck on in just some little clumps. That's pretty close to the movie, but once again, I let Laura, my wife, who does mask hair, try her hand at one. And here's what she came up with, which it's only slightly different. It's a very small difference, but it's a little different. Laura gave him black hair and made it a little more stringy and clumpy looking. And it does look a little more like the head in the movie this way, but only a little. It's only a slight change and improvement. But you can actually wear this with a shredded, ripped up shirt and pants, sort of zombie costume, and be the Beast of Blood. And you don't have to tear your own head off to do it, because in some parts of the movie he does actually have his head attached to his body, so it's still legit. As if enough people would notice or know what this is to think, hey, that's not fair, you've got your head on your body and he's the headless monster. No, see, you could still go ahead. Oh, and by the way, if you have a pair, and I wish I did, I wish I had a pair of good part 7, yeah, Friday the 13th part 7 Jason arms. Do you remember? They're all rotted and they have like the bones on the back showing through. That's just like what his arms looked like in the old 1970 Beast of Blood. Now this has been in production since 2018. Last time I checked, it was $54.99 on the Trick or Treat Studios website. If you get one from them. Last time I checked, don't hold me to that. It might have gone up, might have been discontinued, I don't know. But thereabouts is what you should expect to pay for one of these. And I think you should have one if you like, you know, tacky monsters. And gee whiz, just the fact that they would do a crazy, obscure monster like this. This is probably the zaniest idea for a licensed, legitimate mask since Downpost Studios did the Curse of the Swamp Creature. And that was another one that I thought, wow, what are the odds? You know, that anybody thought the world needed that. But the mask world kind of does need some of those lesser luminaries, some of those dimmer stars, like our old friend, the Beast of Blood. And remember, if you're planning your next vacation destination or cruise or your second honeymoon or something, don't go to a place that's called Blood Island. Oh, and click like.